رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي واجعل لي وزيرا من أهلي. Sometimes you want to say something to somebody, but you want to indirectly say it to somebody else as well, because you don't directly want to hurt their emotions. Sometimes you want to correct somebody's wrong, but you don't want to directly tell them, so you just say it in, for example, a big gathering. Likewise, I'm not saying that the Quran has done exactly that, but what I'm trying to bring your attention to is the Quran has mentioned the hur, or the women in paradise, and through the mention of those women, their characteristics, what they're gonna be like, how they're gonna be like, Quran has attracted the men in this world so that they can do good deeds, so that they have this incentive to do good. The attraction of the women of paradise. So it is mentioned these women in paradise and how beautiful they will be. But indirectly, what I want to do right now is I just want to read the translations and show you that it's not only an attraction for the men in this world, but it can also be a good lesson for the wives, for the women, so that they can adopt those characteristics, because God is attracting men through them, so they can adopt those characteristics which the Quran tells us about the women of paradise, and attract their husbands in this world as well. And so some of those characteristics that I want to show you, I'm going to read it out to you, and I'm just going to show you that those characteristics. So this is chapter number 2 verse 25, which says they will have then purified spouses. So the first characteristic is purity, and if it's internal purity, it means being good, your character being good, you being good on the inside, religiously you being good. So that's something that attracts good men, good religious women. And if it's on the outside, it's just keeping yourself physically clean. Then we have chapter number 55 verse 56 onwards, where it says, in them are women limiting their glances. Of course, one of the beauty of women is that she does not look at every man when she goes outside. She has the characteristic of being shy and modest, untouched before them by a man or jinn, being chaste. Chastity is, of course, a very big thing. However, it says untouched. Of course, if it only means being chaste, fine. But from this, it also comes to my mind the fact that, not touching or shaking hands with the opposite gender also. It just comes to my mind. Of course, I'm not saying this is what it means here. And then it says, as if they were rubies and coral, keeping themselves beautiful, perhaps. And then we have chapter 56 verse 22 onwards, and for them are fair women with large beautiful eyes. Of course, beautifying your eyes for your husband to attract him, that's a beautiful thing. Using whatever kohl, mascara, whatever you use to beautify your eyes, that's a way to attract your husband. The likeness of pearls, well protected. And then we have chapter number 55 verse 70 onwards. In them are good and beautiful women, internally good as well, good characteristics, and outwardly beautiful as well. Fair ones reserved in pavilions, keeping themselves within their houses, not wanting to unnecessarily go out, mix with men, and give other men a chance to look at them. So they keep themselves reserved at home. Shyness, and untouched before by any man or jinn. And then we have chapter number 56 verse 35 onwards. Indeed, we have produced them, that is the women of paradise, in the new creation, made them virgins. And of course, this also points to the fact that marrying early is much better. Devoted to their husbands, of course. So you would want to internally be devoted to your husband, instead of nowadays we've got people, perhaps they're just, I think women have this disease greater than men, going online, watching vlogs of other families and how their husbands deal with them. Instead of all of that, focus on your husband. And of equal age, again, equal age pointing to the fact that men and women both should get married early. And then we have chapter number 44 verse 53 onwards, and thus we will marry them to fair women with large beautiful eyes, again pointing to the beauty of the eyes. Verse 38, 50, verse 52 onwards, chapter 38 verse 52 onwards. And with them will be women limiting their glances, again modesty, not looking at every man outside when they go outside their house, and of equal age. And second last is chapter 37 verse 48, and with them will be women limiting their glances, again modesty with large beautiful eyes, beautifying their eyes for their husbands, as if they were delicate eggs well protected. And the final verse, chapter 78 verse 31, full-breasted companions of equal age, again pointing to the fact that a woman can beautify her breast for her husband in the house, now however she wants to do that. Now I've presented these verses to show that these verses, of course I've presented them as the fact that women, even in this worldly life, can take a lesson how to attract their husbands. But all of this is for men and women both. These characteristics will attract those men who are sound on the inside. Their fitra has not been corrupted or perverted through today's media, social media, where everything is acceptable. Homosexuality, where women are roaming around with their hairs uncovered, with their bodies uncovered, wearing tight clothes, and God knows what this filth and disgust there is outside. And those women who accept them, that's fine, there's nothing wrong. Those people who do not have the shame and modesty, I'm not presenting these for them, because if you don't have that on the inside, it doesn't really matter, because then there is no limit. If you don't have modesty, shyness, then the sky is the limit of what you can do. Go lick dogs. It doesn't matter it doesn't matter really. So on this topic, that the fact that your internal self, your being, your fitra has not been perverted, I've read a beautiful side note by Maulana Maududi, and I'm going to present it to you here as well in English. And here it is in Surah Rahman, chapter number 55, verse 56, where it says, in the midst of all these shall be maidens with modest, restrained glances. And he writes a footnote for this, and he says, this is the real character of a woman. She should neither be shameless nor immodest, but should have modesty in her looks. That is why Allah will, while making a mention of women among the blessings of paradise, has first of all praised their modesty and chastity, and not their beauty and physical charms. Beautiful women can get together in mixed clubs and film studios and beauty contests, Miss Universe, Miss World, whatever, where only the beautiful women are admitted. But a person of only low taste is a man of low taste, and a man of low mentality can show any interest in them. No noble person, a man who is noble and modest himself, no noble person can find any charm in the beauty that attracts every evil look and is ready to fall in every lap. Subhanallah. That's the beauty of it, isn't it? All these characteristics will only attract sound-minded people and sound-hearted people. So may God give us... I just wanted to show you the beauty of these women as such, but of course this will only make sense to those who have this sense of shame and modesty in them. So may God give us help us appreciate the beauty of the Qur'an. Subhanakallahumma bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik.